Hello there. In this video, I'm going to talk about the safety stock calculator. Let's assume that we've gone through our lead time calculator, and I'll just review this real quickly. We've got our production time. Let's say it's 30 days. It takes the factory 4 days to get it in the containers and send it to the port. Let's say you're shipping via ocean freight, and you've got 23 days at sea, 4 days once the boat lands to clear the port, another 3 days to get it to your warehouse and processed, and then 12 days to ship it and get it into a distribution center and make it available for sale. Okay, that's your lead time. Click the button right here. And we've got 76 days of lead time. Now we're on to the safety stock. We're going to put average lead time here. And we know it's 76 days. Okay, but we're going to talk about some variations now, because life is not built on a spreadsheet. It's not based on spreadsheet math. Things happen. What is our daily demand? Let's assume our daily demand is 50 units a day. Let's say it fluctuates between 40 and 60 units a day. Now, what about our lead time? We calculated 76 days, but it might fluctuate because production might take 35 days. It might fluctuate, more or less based on how fast things work or how slowly things work. So let's say we have a lead time variation of 5 days on either end. Now that brings us to something called service level. And I want to explain service level to you really quickly. And here's how service level works. A service level is a term of art in inventory management that describes the probability that the amount of inventory in stock during the lead time is enough to meet the expected demand. That means all things being equal, it's probably enough. Now, say it another way, it's the accepted way to balance the inventory costs associated with holding more safety stock during lead time versus the business costs of running out of inventory. All right. So there's warehouse fees versus running out of inventory and all the bad things that happens when you run out of inventory. So for example, if you have a product in a very competitive category and you currently hold the bestseller banner, say on Amazon, you do not want to run out of inventory. That bestseller banner is simply worth too much money in daily sales. So you would want to have a very high service level, which would calculate into more safety stock. That's how this works. So we have service level and service factors. Okay, so our service level is, let's say, 90%. Typically, you're dealing between 90 and 95%. This is actually a big standard deviation thing. There's a lot of math involved, statistics, and we're not going to touch that because we have a table. Everything's been distilled down to a table, and that's what we're going to work with. Service level, 90% has a service factor of 1.28. I'll explain that in a minute. 95% has a service factor of 1.64. And down here, it's not highlighted, but 99% has a service factor of 2.33. Now, this table has been established for a long time because it's just a lot easier to go off a chart than it is to do statistics. Now, most retailers will typically select a 90% service level for most items, but 95% on the popular items that they don't want to run out of stock. The service factor is the actual modifying number that we use in the calculation. Okay, so real quickly, most products will have a service level of 90, 95. If you have a bestseller on Amazon and you do not want to run out of inventory, you might want to bump that up to a higher level. But this is what service level and service factor are. Now let's go back to the calculator. So here we are. We're back to the calculator, and we've got variations that we put in because, again, life is messy. It's not perfect, and it certainly doesn't relate to spreadsheet math. So we need to work with variations. Now, our service level. Here we have 90, 95, and 99. Let's just say this is a well-selling product. It does well for us. It's not our best seller, but it's a good seller. So we'll just go with a 95. And now we'll calculate our safety stock. Our safety stock is now 437. So now what do you have? You've got lead time of 76 days. Let's put that here. You've got a calculated safety stock of 437. And you've got your average daily demand of 50 units. So now you've got a reorder point. At the point where your inventory reaches 4,237 units, okay, now that's between your warehouses, what's in the distribution center, what's en route to a distribution center, the total sum of all of your warehouse of that particular product. And this includes whatever distribution center it might be. It could be in Walmart. It could be in Amazon. It could be in a warehouse that you do shipping from your Shopify account. It's the sum total of all of your units available. That's why we aggregate all the units in the inventory box through the APIs of Shopify or Woocommerce if you have your own website, and Amazon and Walmart. We know how much inventory you have. So when your reorder point hits 4237, you need to make another order. Now, obviously, you don't want to wait until it hits 4237. That's why we send email alerts to you well before that level. That's how you calculate your reorder point and know when you need to make another order. You don't want to wait till it gets to 4200. You want to start thinking about making an order when you're about 4400. So that is how we calculate safety stock, and that'll do it for this video.